August the 21st, 2023. Guys, you're looking at current satellite images over our Gulf of Mexico. Now, one thing that I like about what I'm seeing, although this is now predicted to become a tropical storm before it comes ashore, is that the much-needed rain in Texas and southern Louisiana is starting to happen. For all you ranchers and farmers and people just trying to get out of the drought, put your hand up and say, Father, thank you, our Father in heaven. Even in northern Mexico, look, coming along the edge there, everybody needs some rain. But when we were tracking this in the earlier video, they were showing that the main track would be up the Rio Grande Valley, which is a little further south than where you're seeing the moisture. And that may change as the storm continues to wrap up. But right now, again, it's top heavy. Everything is on the top of the storm, so it's starting to throw rain. Probably your winds are picking up, and maybe it's cooling off some, and I'm sure it is anytime you get this type tropical activity. But anywhere from down in southern Texas along the Mexico border into Mexico, now into central Texas, and look at Galveston, look at New Orleans, Lake Charles, and these areas, and the things getting wound up now. So this is what we're dealing with, but you cannot let your guard down on a tropical storm, especially if you're going to be in this particular quadrant. Always the northwest quadrant, or the northeast quadrant, is the most dangerous. In other words, the top right section, because it's spinning counterclockwise, and that's when you get that right hook of both wind and rain. So tonight, all of my friends along the coast, even though we may not get any here in central Mississippi before it's said and done, I want you to watch out for waterspouts offshore and onshore tornadoes. This can be very dangerous. Go ahead and make sure all of your radios are charged up. If you got Ryobi tools or fans or any brand, make sure all of those batteries are charged. Go ahead and fill up your bathtubs, guys, with water that you can use to flush your commode with, things like that, and even filter if your tub is clean. But anyway, the problems will be if you got electric pumps connected to your water tanks and water towers, and that goes down, you're going to lose that water or the ability to pump it and get it into your home. So go ahead and start doing that right now. Don't wait. You see where this is happening. And I would say all of Texas. You're getting rain all the way to the Louisiana border again. Sabine Pass, Sabine River area there on the border, from all the way from south to Mexico, even in the Bay of Campeche. So the energy is definitely there. And sometimes these things can be a blessing. We've talked about this all summer. Everything is way too hot, and when this thing starts going off, it's going to kick in good. Now, it would be great if everything stayed to a tropical storm or tropical depression level to bring that moisture in. But remember, a tropical depression can go up to 74 miles per hour. If I'm not mistaken, 75. You're into a Cat 1 hurricane. You're going to lose power if this thing continues to strengthen. That's the main thing. And if you lose power in most places, you lose water. So go get some bottled water now at your local store. And again, fill up your tubs. Fill up everything you can that will hold water that you can put in your deep freeze or freezers, because you can always pull that out and use it. You can even blow a fan over it. I mentioned this before, that after Katrina came in and decimated New Orleans and central Mississippi all the way to Jackson, which is 150 miles inland. We were 120. Now, this is from the National Hurricane Center down in Miami. Franklin, guys, is at 50 miles per hour. But again, it's expected to turn this gap between Cuba and Haiti. That one is going to be a concern for the East Coast. But let me say something about Bermuda. Up here, right there, guys. One of the models takes this thing up across here, brings it back to the right slightly, and then slices it right in your direction. And this is going to be a major storm. So if you're in Bermuda, or you are planning to be there, or you have friends or family there, then you need to let them know that BP EarthWatch is saying, watch Franklin. Now, If the high pressure continues to build in that area, we're going to have to watch the east coast of the U.S. Now, for tonight, tropical depression number 9 is 35 miles an hour, sustained winds. Pressure's down to 108, and its movement is 18 miles an hour to the west. Let's look at that track. Now, this is where it was at 4 p.m. Later tonight, it's predicted to become a tropical storm and come ashore as a tropical storm. Somewhere inside this white cone is where the center of circulation is expected to arrive. But you just saw from the radar that this entire area is spinning. Again, it says right there, note, the cone contains the probable path of the storm center but does not show the size of the storm. Hazardous conditions can occur outside of that cone, and that's exactly what we're dealing with. So, guys, within a few hours, this 35 mile per hour system will be a tropical storm, and depending on if it slows down or whatever, then it could strengthen up to the top category, which is, again, if you look right here, tropical storm goes from 39 miles an hour to 73. I said 74, my bad. 74 to 110, you go into the hurricane range. So it's only 1 mile per hour difference between a tropical storm and a Cat 1 hurricane. Either way, take heed of what I said about your power, your water. If you have time to gas up your car, get some extra food that you can make sandwiches with, that you don't need to cook with unless you got a grill, and all of that, just emergency quick fix things that you can deal with. If you guys have watched my videos this summer, we talked about the Ryobi fans that you can get at Home Depot. We're not an affiliate of that in any way, but they can be lifesavers, especially the ones that can run off the battery or the electricity. Because if you've got the Ryobi batteries or you have Ryobi tools, then you can at least stay cool, and that's going to be important, and that can make or break the situation for you. But we're watching it, guys. You watch it. It's a heads up. Be safe.